Willow Street was a place of peeling picket fences and whispered secrets. Nestled between maple trees that clawed at the sky, its cottages bore witness to decades of ordinary lives, until he arrived. The man in black moved into number 13 under a moonless sky, his presence as subtle as a shadow. Neighbors gossiped about his round sunglasses, worn even at midnight, and the way he'd sit motionless on his porch, as though waiting for something the rest of us couldn't see. Children dubbed him the Crow, but their laughter died the first time the screams began. What started as a curiosity soon festered into dread. Because when darkness fell on Willow Street, the Crow's house began to breathe. The first scream tore through my sleep like a serrated blade. I jolted upright, sheets drenched in sweat, my clock blinking 3:07 a.m. It wasn't human, not quite. A shrill, keening wail, like metal dragged across bone, pulsed from the direction of No. 13. I pressed my ear to the cold wall separating our homes, heart thudding. Just as suddenly, silence smothered the noise. Morning revealed nothing. The Crow sat on his porch as always, gloved hands folded in his lap, face tilted toward the sun. His sunglasses gleamed like obsidian. When I waved weakly, he didn't stir. The second night, the screams returned. Louder. Closer. They seemed to seep through the walls, curling into my ears like smoke. I pulled a jacket over my pajamas, fists trembling, ready to pound on his door, but the sound died mid-shriek, leaving a void so thick I choked on it. By dawn, his rusted sedan was gone. No curtains twitched in No. 13's grimy windows. Relief washed over me. Maybe he's left for good, I thought. I was wrong. That third night, a new sound invaded my insomnia: water. Not the gentle drip of a leak, but a torrent, violent and ceaseless, throbbing through the pipes. It roared like a living thing, vibrating the floorboards. At 2:53 a.m., I snapped. Dressed in jeans and a threadbare sweater, I crossed the dew-soaked lawn. No light spilled from No. 13. The Crow's door loomed before me, paint cracked like dried blood. I knocked. Silence. I pounded. Nothing. Desperation breeds recklessness. I'd broken into my own apartment twice after misplacing keys, and the Crow's lock was ancient. 2 paperclips, bent and twisted, became my tools. The click of the mechanism echoed like a gunshot. Inside, the stench hit me first: copper and mildew. My phone's flashlight revealed carnage. Books lay gutted, spines split, pages fanning across the floor. A sofa had been flipped, its stuffing erupting like viscera. The walls were gouged, deep scratches raking the plaster. Crash. I froze. The sound of water crescendoed down the hall. My beam trembled as I followed it, each step crunching on debris. A door stood ajar, liquid seeping beneath it. The bathroom. Blood coated every surface. It dripped from the ceiling, pooled on the tiles, swirled in the overflowing tub. The faucet gushed crimson, thick and glistening. My stomach lurched. I lunged for the handle, fingers slipping. Pop. Darkness. The flashlight died. My breath hitched. Slowly, I turned. There, in the doorway, 2 pinpricks of light hovered. Not reflections. Eyes. They glowed faintly, unblinking, fixed on me. I don't remember running. Only fragments, shouldering through the front door. Stumbling over roots. My own scream echoing as I locked myself inside, back pressed to the wall. It was the stress, I told myself. Sleep deprivation. But when I glanced at the window, they were there, those eyes, floating in the blackness. I blinked. They vanished. I drank. Whiskey burned my throat, but my hands wouldn't stop shaking. Midnight crept closer. Then. Scritch scratch. Something dragged across the front door. I grabbed a kitchen knife, blade glinting as I crept down the hall. The peephole beckoned, a cyclops eye. I leaned in. 2 orbs of light stared back. I screamed, careening into the kitchen, barricading the door with chairs, the fridge, anything. But the eyes found me again, glowing through the window above the sink. They didn't waver, didn't blink. I collapsed, crawling into a corner, my whimpers harmonizing with the ticking clock. Dawn came grudgingly. The eyes dissolved with the shadows. I passed out on the floor. The knock woke me. He stood on my porch, black trench coat swallowing the sunlight. Sunglasses hid his eyes, but his smile was a knife slash. Good morning, he rasped, voice like gravel. Did you notice anything unusual last night? And no, I stammered. Quiet as always. Good. He turned, then paused. Oh, and. One gloved hand lifted the sunglasses. Where eyes should have been, there were only voids, pits burrowing deep into his skull, as if something had hollowed him out from within. His grin widened, lips cracking. I'll be watching. The screams never returned. But now, when I close my blinds, I hear the drip of water. When I check the locks, I feel a breath on my neck. And some nights, through the sliver of my curtains, I catch it, a flicker of light, steady and unblinking, drifting closer. The crow doesn't need sleep. But I do.